for the sound, had attended to very, very thoroughly last night. She'd done it. Prim and proper Lilly Walsh had partaken in a one-night stand. The woman who made a list for everything from groceries to what book she was going to read next had gone off the beaten path and taken a veritable stranger to bed to have her wicked way with him. And how ravenously wicked it had been. Perhaps it had been the anonymity or the knowledge that she would never see him again, but last night she'd let herself go in a way she never had before. A flush heated her skin as she remembered all the ways they'd touched and tasted each other, all the inhibitions she'd left on the floor along with her midnight blue bridesmaid dress and 3-inch heels. Pride swelled in her chest at the knowledge that she'd been a veritable sex goddess, giving and receiving more pleasure than she had with any other man ever. Exactly half a millisecond later, her flush of pride turned into scorching embarrassment. I slept with a stranger. Not entirely true. She knew his name. Lincoln something. Okay, she knew his first name. That had to count, right? Oh, dear God, I've become my mother. Again, not entirely true. She'd only slept with Lincoln after knowing him all of 2 hours, not married the guy. A quick glance to the ring finger of her left hand confirmed as much. Not that she couldn't remember the evening in vivid detail. The strong arm draped across her chest tightened as Lincoln mumbled in his sleep again. The man was a sleep talker, she'd discovered. See? She knew him. Slightly. His large palm started to drift toward her breast, caressing the sensitive skin in an unconscious manner. A yearning ache woke between her thighs, and she mentally told her lady parts to calm down. They'd gotten their fun last night, numerous times, as she recalled. Now, a stealthy escape was in order. Having never engaged in a hookup-type situation before, she really didn't know the rules for this. Was she supposed to leave before he woke up? Go grab him breakfast? Wait for him to get her room service? Have another go before she hightailed it out of there? Honestly, the last option sounded the most tempting. However, if she stayed for round 2, or 5, technically, she might never leave. And wouldn't that make her look pathetic and clingy? She remembered Lincoln had said something about just arriving in town to visit some friends, or reconnect with friends. But whatever he'd said, it was obvious the guy wasn't local. Not good for the long term. Long distance rarely worked. She should leave now before he woke up and keep this as a nice memory she could take out on lonely nights. Or boring nights. Late nights. Any and every night. Slowly, she shifted on the bed, her body screaming in protest as her naked flesh rubbed against the lean, hard, and equally naked body next to her. What are you doing? You have 2 more condoms in your purse. Put them to good use. She told her raging libido to stuff it and gently lifted Lincoln's arm off her chest to make her escape. He grumbled in his sleep, rolling over as she quietly slipped out of bed. Thank God he seemed to be a heavy sleeper. Now, all she had to do was find her clothes, get dressed, and make a run for it. No, that made it sound like she regretted what happened last night, and she most certainly did not. It might have been out of character for her, a bit naughty and completely off the wall, but she didn't regret it. Slight embarrassment? Sure. Regret? Not a chance. Besides, it wasn't like anyone had to know. It could be her little secret. Her naughty little secret. A small giggle escaped her lips at that thought, and she slapped a hand over her mouth, the noise sounding incredibly loud in the silent morning air of the hotel room. Get the cat off the dresser. He's an orange conductor. Wow. Heavy sleeper and talked nonsense in his sleep. Lincoln was just a cornucopia of interesting quirks. No, he wasn't. He was a good time she could put in her spank bank, and that was all. Oh, crap. She had to get out of here before she did something rash like wake the man up to jump his bones again. Glancing around,